Wow, so it's almost 3 p.m. on Wednesday, the 20th of September. I got cruise news. It's cruise news time for you, but I just spent the last, 6 hours in Newport, Rhode Island. What a great cruise port this is. What a great cruise town. It's so many elements that you like, from boats to bridges to food and breakers. So many cool things. I can't wait to share that experience. Oh, that was quick. Sorry, I don't have anything in the cabin, so I'm hooked up now. Hooked up. Okay, what was I saying? Newport. I'm making a video. It should be out tomorrow on La Vida Loca 2 or the next day. Make sure you're subscribed over there if you want to see. I feel like I crush on a place just being there for the first time. So I don't know if it's my favorite cruise port, but it was a pretty great day in Newport. But I do have two cruise news stories for you. The first story is about Bar Harbor, Maine. They're making a big change over there that's going to be more challenging for the cruise industry. They had some say in cruise tourism in Bar Harbor. The voice that they had is being silenced a little bit. The mechanism is going away. And Carnival is reaching out to their guests, letting them know that they thought they were going to have air conditioning. They're not going to have air conditioning. So this is an interesting Carnival cruise news story. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. And first, let me talk about yesterday's show a little bit. I didn't expect some of the pushback that I got. The premise of yesterday's show is that there was an article out there showing a very polluted scene around the Statue of Liberty, showing a cruise ship. I think we've determined in the comments it's one of the Queen Mary's ocean liners, and it's a very polluted looking shot in front of the Statue of Liberty. And all I was saying is they're using this shot as an example of this is the pollution that cruise ships are causing. And then I contrasted that with the way that the sky looked yesterday where I was at in Brooklyn, right in front of the Statue of Liberty, and it was drastically different. And all I was saying is it genuine to use a picture that may not always be representative of what pollution looks like? And so, again, I said it in the show yesterday, even though maybe some people didn't hear it. I do believe that pollution is a problem, that the cruise industry has to work through environmental issues, that I'm pro shore power in New York City, all of those things. But it's so interesting. I just want to say this. I feel like I have to say this. I am willing to dialogue with anybody, and so if you hit me with some sort of reasonable argument, I'll be happy to dialogue about it. But if your argument includes I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm fat, then I don't really, that just seems like a personal attack, and it doesn't really seem like a conversation about the issues. And so those are the people that I end up hiding from the YouTube channel. Like, I'm happy for everybody to have a voice, but if you use that voice in a way to attack me personally, I don't want to read that every day, right? I have enough comments to read to go through it, and I'm not looking for only positive comments, but I'm definitely not looking for comments that are a personal attack on me. I don't feel like I'm out personally attacking anyone. It seems stupid that I would even have to say that, but I just want to say that. So you're going to be able to drag me once, but that's going to be it. So I think that the conversation is good. Should we do something about pollution in New York City? Should we examine it? I think yes, and that was my contention in the show yesterday. But then again, I think it's disingenuous to use some sort of picture of these overcast skies to say that this is what cruise ships are doing when that may or may not be the case. I continue to hold to that. And then, look, I'm going to double down on the Marriott thing. Everybody's like, you're supposed to have your address. We had the address. People are like, how are you ever going to find a McDonald's or a Starbucks if you have so much trouble with a Marriott? Don and I have been all over the world, like all over the world. And so we haven't had really much trouble finding a lot of things. But what was weird and what threw me off yesterday is that we were taken by a Marriott employee who we told where we were going specifically. We were taken to the wrong place. This was another scenario where instead of just saying, hey, you should know what the address is, all of a sudden it becomes, a fat, horrible person. Look, I don't understand. I really don't understand it. I never mean any offense with the show, and my intention is just to entertain and inform the best I can, and I basically do it in real time. So everything that I say is not going to be solid gold that everybody loves. Again, peace and love. Peace and love. Okay, I think that's enough of that. All right, now here's the cruise news stories. Cruise news story number 1, Bar Harbor has disassembled, cut out their cruise tourism board. They used to have a board of people for about 12 years that advocated, liaised, as you were, between the town and the cruise industry. And as they noted, the committee had people on it that were pro-tourism. Well, the council in Bar Harbor decided yesterday, 6-0, that the goals of that cruise tourism committee did not align with the will of the people, and therefore they're disbanding it. And so essentially, at least in a formal sense, there won't be anybody advocating on the part of the tourism or on the part of cruise tourism. There was talk at that meeting that they would create a new board that was more focused on tourism, but that did not happen. The only thing that happened in that meeting was a disbanding. And so it's challenging times for Bar Harbor. We've been talking about Bar Harbor for quite a while. Even I think back during the shutdown, they were talking about limiting cruise ships. They started to limit cruise ships. There was an injunction against limiting cruise ships, and now there's this period of trying to figure out what to do next when it comes to cruise ships. But I think the big takeaway is that the majority of people in Bar Harbor, or the voting people in Bar Harbor, they don't want excessive amounts of cruise ships in Bar Harbor, and now the cruise industry will have to adjust to that. And we've already seen it. Some cruise lines taking Bar Harbor out of their itineraries, and some still cruising there, but it continues to be a fluid situation in Bar Harbor. Now, I got to tell you about this email that was sent out by Carnival Cruise Line regarding air conditioning. But before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Well, Carnival is cutting the AC on the very popular cabana rentals at Half Moon Cay. Unexpected emails were received by guests saying that if you had a cabana booked at Half Moon Cay starting after October the 1st, what used to be an air-conditioned cabana will no longer have air conditioning. Fortunately, they say if that doesn't sound good to you, you can get your money back. But man, that's a bummer. I've been to Half Moon Cay. That place can get hot. And I'm assuming that many people book those cabanas because they will be air conditioned. Well, air conditioning no more. Not really a reason given. It's just they were notified by the operational team that there would not be air conditioning starting on October the 1st. Tony from the edit here. I just realized that I did not say and villas. So it's the cabanas and the villas. There's two different levels of private, accommodations there. You can get a cabana, you can get a villa. Both of them were previously air conditioned, but starting October the 1st, no AC. Let me kick that question over to you. If you had one of these cabanas booked that had air that now they don't have air, would you cancel or would you keep it? Leave a comment below. We're moored right across from Fort Adams State Park. This was a fort that was built, I think, in 1796 during the time of President John Adams. It's since been converted into a state park. It's pretty cool too. That's Newport, baby. All right, off to Boston tomorrow. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.